everyone, and welcome back to Sketch by Sketch. Today we're going to be doing something a little different than usual. I have this fashion sketchbook here. It's got the figures already in it, so I'm pretty much just going to be designing some clothes. That's something that I like to do, but I usually draw my own characters and do it. So I just thought this would be a fun way to draw some outfits without having to actually draw the characters. And I know a lot of you have told me in the comments before that you're very into like fashion design and all that, and I think it's a really fun thing to get into. So today that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna start over here just because it's easier for me to draw on the right side of the page, but if I feel like it, maybe I'll do this page too, but we're just gonna start with this page and see where we go. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what I want to go for here, but I have a few ideas, so I'm just gonna kind of start sketching. I do want to go with pants for the first one, so probably something high-waisted. And I notice a lot of people who do fashion design use a colored pencil, so that's what I'm going to use. I don't want these to be too baggy, but I don't want them to be like super fitted either, so this is something new for me, so I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. Usually things hit pretty tight across the hips, and they're gonna start flaring towards the thighs and the bottoms of the legs for sure. Okay, I like that shape so far. Shoes, I'm not sure, maybe just like a block heel, I don't know. Okay, so I just threw a little something in there for the shoes right now. Alright, so I'm thinking about doing like a kind of like a fun belt that kind of sits in layers. Like that maybe. And then for the top, I kind of want to go with like a sweater button-up thing. I don't think I want it to actually come together. I think I want it to be open, so come a little bit more in a V. And this will be a little more wrinkled, but still a little bit fitted. And there'll be a seam right there, of course. And I'm gonna put a little like top under that. Could be a veins. And these pants are gonna have some wrinkles, so we could add those in. And for the hair, let's do like a big fluffy blowout. Alright, so there's our sketch. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sketch out the other one before I start actually like, adding anything else to it. But I'm not sure what I want to do yet, so I'm looking at some inspiration pictures. And I think I'm gonna go with more of like a skirt this time. Creating a different neckline so it looks very different than the last one we did. like little necklaces, chain link, you know. I'm gonna do like I'm not actually sure. I was thinking drop waist top, but I kind of want to go all the way down with this and make it kind of like a dress. So with her leg out like that, there's gonna be stretching on the fabric for sure. And I'm gonna add a little bit of like boning in this. I'm not sure exactly how that works. But these designs don't have to be functional. I'm just doing this for fun, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. And I'm gonna go for a pretty nice sized heel on these. Oh, I'm not very good at drawing shoes though. I wanted them to be pretty chunky though, so I guess that does work. And kind of like the same sort of hairstyle as the last one. Alright guys, I just wanted to pop in here as I was editing. While I was filming this video, I was just talking at my desk, casually doing this video, and then I had to stop filming, and I did still have some footage from completing the line art of these sketches right here, but I ended up not being able to film the actual coloring, so that is why I'm going to do another set of designs in this video. You'll see that in a little bit. So after we do the liner of this, you're probably wondering why you don't see the coloring process or why I'm not really talking in the video anymore. It's just because I had to stop filming, something came up, and I ended up getting away from my desk, and I ended up finishing it and not recording. So big process there, you know, but it happens. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video, and that's what's going on. So enjoy the rest. Okay, so here is the finished line art for these sketches. I think they're super cute. And here is the color right there. I love the funky colors. I just thought if I was doing a fashion design, why not just go bold and do some fun color combos. So that is how those sketches turned out. Let's move on and do another design just because I didn't get to show you that coloring process. So here I wanted to create the same design and then do the front and back view of it. And I had it in my head. This didn't really come from a picture or anything. This all just kind of came from my head and what I figured. I wanted to do a black and white dress with some red accents, and so I just kind of had fun with this. I just recently went prom dress shopping. I'm going to have a video on prom dresses coming up, but so looking at all those dresses kind of gave me some inspiration for just this gown, and I just thought it was really fun design. And so I'm just sketching it out like I did the first ones, and then I'm going to be adding line art and coloring. Now I'm starting to do the back. This is a little tricky trying to decide how the back would come to a close with the kind of odd shaped sleeve on the side, but I decided to make it a complete open back with just the fabric wrapping around from that sleeve, and then creating kind of like a corset, tight fitting bottom dress almost underneath, and then the fabric swooping around that tight dress, making the ball gown. Hopefully that makes sense and you can see what I'm doing. I don't know where the design came from or even if it's functional, but it looks pretty on paper, so I really like this design. And I just went with like a top knot hairstyle. I just thought that looked really sleek and pretty with the really elaborate dress. Alright, now I'm going to go right in with a pen. Sketching doesn't take too long once you already have the model drawn out, so I'm going to go in and just give this drawing some line art, and I fill in the dress, of course, the hairstyle, and then of course the part of the model's body from the template that is going to be seen. So that's all we're doing here, just tracing what we've already done. Okay, now for coloring, I'm going to be using these fine tip brush markers from Ohuhu. I'm choosing these because they don't bleed to the next page. This is what I used in the first set of sketches that you saw. I just really like these, like I said, just because you can still use the page under them after you've colored. They don't bleed through, they're water-based, so they don't blend well. They're more like a Crayola formula, but they work for things like this. Alright, now I'm using the page as a swatch, and I'm going to start coloring in her skin. I don't always color in the skin tone, but for this I wanted to, just to be able to really see the open back in the one shoulder situation. So I didn't fully color all of this in. It's just kind of like sketchy, and I think that really makes it kind of look like an actual fashion design, and I really love that about this. So I'm just that's what I'm doing here. And then I wanted to incorporate the red, so I made that kind of like underdress. I'm not sure really what to call it. It's kind of like a corset and tight body dress underneath of the ball gown, so I'm coloring that in the boning on that with red, and I think that that is just absolutely stunning. And I think the color I chose for the skin tone looks very pretty with the red tone. And I also added a little bit of red underneath of the skirt. I always feel like that looks really cool and expensive when you see dresses with a red underside, so that's what I added there. Coloring in her hair brown. And now I'm going to start adding the black. I wanted to layer black and white, so I'm going to just be doing different sections overlapping each other, as you can see me doing. And like I said before, you don't have to fill in the entire space, just kind of do the sketchy. I think it looks a lot better that way. And I'm definitely drawing in the direction of the dress's flow, so keep that in mind when you're making the lines. Now this bottom layer, I have it going straight down like a normal dress, so the lines are going down instead of across because it's not wrapped. And then I do want this to be white, but I've added some gray shading just to give it a little bit of color. Probably could have chosen a lighter gray color, but just if you're wondering, that I wanted this section to look white, I was just adding some shadows. Alright, now I think it's time to add a little bit of a background. I think with these colors, a light blue would look really pretty. So I'm just going to create some squares and rectangles behind our model, just to kind of make it all pop and come together. I think this page is really pretty. I had a lot of fun doing this fashion design. Hopefully you guys were doing it along with me, or at least we'll get some inspiration from this. If you want to see more videos of me doing fashion design, I would love to do that. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what you want me to draw next. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!